What is going on, Cuse Nation, and welcome to yet another edition of Orange Heat. My name's Giovanni Heater, as always, and today I'm joined by Syracuse football sophomore linebacker out of Miami, Florida, number 13, Mikel Jones. Mikel, how you doing today?
Doing good, and you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Awesome. So, Mikel, obviously this season, not necessarily what everybody had anticipated, but that is the year of 2020, right? A one-win season, 1-10 to be exact. But there were a lot of positives this year that you can really dig deep into. Coach Dino Babers said in his press conference following the Notre Dame game, this didn't feel like a 1-10 season. And one of the biggest reasons it didn't feel like that was because of you. Watching you every single week out there as a fan and as a broadcaster was extremely exciting. You're fast. You play very aggressive. You're just very, very fun to watch, and we're very happy to have you in a Syracuse jersey. Just to run down some of the stats, 69 total tackles this year, 43 solo tackles, 3 forced fumbles, and 4 interceptions. He's not even in the secondary, folks. He's a linebacker, and he's out there with 4 interceptions. So, Mikel, just tell me about this journey, what the 2020 season has been. It's unprecedented. You guys didn't get your normal spring. You guys kind of had to jumble together, not knowing if there would be a season once it got close to the beginning. So just walk me through everything and the challenges you faced.
Yeah, it started right before right after spring break, right when we were supposed to come back after spring break. Like, we never ended up coming back to school. We were supposed to finish spring ball, so we ended up not having the spring ball, and then we had to come back. Like, I say we came back in the summer, but we couldn't do a lot of stuff like we usually do during the summer. So the workouts were slow. We had to get used to quarantining, and then camp was slow because nobody knew if we were gonna have a season. So it was like a lot of people minds were halfway in, halfway out, and then the opting out started happening. It was just a lot of chaos. But it was tough to just keep your mind focused on football throughout everything that was going on, like outside of football.
So you mentioned the opt-outs, right? And that's got to be a difficult situation. It's a situation where you obviously respect your teammates' decision 100%. Those are your brothers. But at the same time, I mean, you needed some of those guys. These are key pieces to this football team. Your 2 starting running backs go out, and then as the year goes on, 2 crucial pieces of your defense and amongst other players as well. So can you just kind of walk me through your mindset as a teammate? How did the team feel? How did the coaches respond to these guys eventually opting out and not playing this season, whether it be halfway through, the beginning, whatever?
At the beginning, it was mixed feelings because, like you said, some people felt like we needed some of those players, but like at the end of the day, you got to respect like what those players were going through. Everybody had to come to understanding that we had to respect and support them players because nobody knew they were going through like mentally with everything going on.
No, absolutely. And it was actually really cool to see some of the younger guys really step up, get that opportunity. And
Yeah.
A lot of your teammates ended up balling out. So it was really cool to see. Mikel, can you talk to me a little bit about no fans? I mean, you're playing in these stadiums. Some of them had a couple. Clemson had some. No fans in the dome. Traveling during COVID, obviously completely different. And a lot more precautionary than normally just taking a road trip to play football, practicing, even just living and not being able to maybe see all of your teammates in a big group like normal. So how is all of that
It took some getting used to. It's like it's almost like we never got fully used to it. It was always like a second where we step back and be like, yo, there's really no fans here. Like, it's a lot of stuff like we just thought about that we were missing out on, but it got better throughout the season. Hopefully this next season we got fans, because fans was one of the biggest things. Like, it was bad.
Oh, I certainly hope we have fans. And I got to tell you, even though we couldn't be there, Orange Nation was definitely rooting you guys on through the TV screen for sure. So tell me a little bit about this Tony White 3-3-5 defense. New defensive coordinator comes in, puts in a whole new system. It's something you obviously have to adapt to. So can you talk about, number one, adapting to it, but it proved to be pretty effective. You guys created a lot of turnovers this season. It was exciting, fast, athletic defense. Talk a little bit about it for me.
It was different from our defense my freshman year. And this defense, like, he was able to play a little bit more loosely and just go and, like, wreak havoc and go and make plays. They give everybody an opportunity to make plays, like even the cornerbacks. It's a fun defense to play in. Like I feel like it was kind of, I say, because of the Zoom classes and like because of like the time. I guess I put a lot of time in like learning the defense from my freshman year, like very fast. So I feel like it was easy to learn this defense when he came in and gave us the playbook and everything. So I feel like it was easy to learn and go out there, have fun. I got way more comfortable in it like sooner.
Now, I mentioned that this defense is absolutely full of studs. I mean, you guys were just incredible out there this season. Kept this team in a lot of games, created a lot of turnovers. So tell me about being a leader, being a part of that, being one of the biggest presences on this defense. I mean, I know you're only a sophomore, but that's pretty much as old as this defense got as once you got to the linebackers and into the secondary. The D-line was experienced, but talk about being, even though a sophomore, being able to be a leader with some studs out there.
It's exciting because early in the season, Andre Cisco, like I played with him at high school at IMG Academy. So a lot of us looked up to him as a leader on the defense too. So when he left, I knew it was like something I had to step up in and like be the person somebody could look to when they don't know what to do, like in the middle of a play or something like that, like on the field, somebody rely on, somebody who gonna keep everybody in, like on point, keep everybody enthusiastic on the field, all of that. It's a lot of things, but it's fun. Like just knowing you can be that person people can count on, and like the younger dudes, younger than me, can trust. But I'm still learning. I know I can get better and do better, like for the team.
You definitely stepped up to the plate, and it was very obvious to see. So, Mikel, you mentioned IMG Academy, which is the perfect segue. Broadcasters love when that happens. So take me back to your days at IMG Academy and talk a little bit about your recruiting process. I mean, looking everything up on 247 Sports, I personally remember when you signed to come to Syracuse, you got teams like Clemson on there. You got Georgia, Auburn, Iowa State. I mean, these are some top-notch programs across the country. So how did it feel to get recruited by schools like that, and ultimately why Syracuse?
I guess it felt good to get recruited by schools like that. Like I got to visit a lot of those schools. They were nice campuses and everything, but like why I never choosing Syracuse, it was just like one of those places where when I came here, like my first time visiting, which was my official visit, like it was just a place I felt like it was a lot of pressure around that time, like trying to figure out like what school you want, because at that time it seemed like a huge decision, which it is a big decision. But
I feel that right now, 100%.
I didn't like the stress, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with my feeling, like just let God take over. He gonna tell me what I need to do, and I just felt like that's where I need to be after I left on the visit.
So what was your official visit? Did they take you to a game? Did you get to hang out with the team? How did it kind of all go down?
Yeah, I went to a game. They played Louisville at home.
Okay.
And then they ended up that game. They made it 6-0 in the Dome that season. So
I
it was a
remember
cool
it.
experience.
Absolutely. I was at that game. That was special. That was senior day for a lot of studs like Eric Dungy, and just a historic night to really cap off a great season. So that's really cool that you were there. Now, what was their kind of biggest pitch to you, I guess I would say? What really sold you on Syracuse? Was it the culture? Was it Coach Babers? Was it guys ahead of you that had played really well in the defense? What got you here?
What got me was really like, besides Andre, like telling me, like just Andre being himself, like showing me what he can do coming out of IMG and stuff. I guess it was just me knowing I had an opportunity to go there and like make something happen, honestly.
Awesome. Okay. So now I kind of want to talk a little bit about the role that you got to play your freshman season. 4 starts, appeared in about 10 games that season, still a key contributor with older guys ahead of you, Andre Cisco being one of them. He's in the secondary, but then guys like Andrew Armstrong in the linebacker group and everything like that. So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was nice having those dudes because they seemed like so experienced once I got there. Like I was still learning football. So they just taught me, they just brought me in. Like they made sure I knew everything that they knew. They tried to help me like every chance they got. And I feel like I got very fortunate because like some dudes probably won't like do that at other schools, like bring in the freshman that can possibly play over you and like just teach him and like want him to grow. And that's what they did. They wanted me to grow. So like when my time come, I'll be prepared.
That's awesome. Now, Mikel, there's a lot to look forward to this upcoming season. A lot of stuff, a lot of buzz right now in the media around this team. Guys like Josh Black and Aaron Cervais, putting out their statements that they're coming back. There's really the message has been that there's unfinished business for you guys to take care of. And that really just seems to be the buzz around the team, that you guys are out for vengeance. So what are the goals during this offseason and next season to really get this thing back on track and to be dominant once again?
I say from a defensive standpoint, I know we just got to work harder and like work on a lot of the little things we didn't get right this last season. Cause like from those losses, like it's a lot of stuff we can learn from those losses, because it's a lot of good stuff we done too. So we know exactly what we need to work on. A lot of us need to like get stronger, build it bigger, just because we're young. So that's one thing. Just work hard on all aspects.
The hopeful thing that really it was evident all the way through that Coach Babers never lost this team. You guys still were fighting for every last play, and it showed in the Notre Dame game. I mean, you hung in there with Clemson. You're down by 6 with a couple minutes left in the third. You're hanging in there with Notre Dame, and like I said, this defense can play with anyone in the country. You need the offense to put some more points on the board. But tell me a little bit about your relationship with Coach Babers and the rest of the coaching staff and how you're really staying buyed in. What is his message right now to the team, even though there's struggles, that you can persevere?
Like during the season, the message was just like we knew we were in the best position, but we knew we just had to go out there and play football. Like all this got scholarships to come and play football. So I guess we just went out there and fought. Like that's all he asked us to do, fight. Like don't go out there and lay down. Bring the fight to everybody. With all we got, just go out there and ball. Do what we were capable of. He had a lot of trust in the defense to go out there, and he knew we were gonna go out there and wreak havoc. Just ball.
Now, I want to keep this super upbeat and not sound negative at all, because like I said, you're electric to watch. The defense was so fun to watch this season. So here's kind of my philosophy, and I think a lot of Syracuse fans would agree. Could next season kind of be your last year in an orange jersey, or are we thinking NFL? I think you have the talent and capability, so is NFL on your radar at all, whether it's after next year or the year after?
Right now it's God's time. Like I'm just trying to focus on this upcoming season and this off season, so I can get bigger and then faster, so I can be in a better position when I get the opportunity.
Fair enough. Can you tell me about your favorite memory in a Syracuse uniform? There were a lot of electric games this year, but even last year you got to play in front of fans in the Dome. What's your favorite memory wearing that Cuse jersey?
I played Trailmade Wake Forest game. That was my first game starting. Army couldn't play that game. He had a concussion. So that was my first game, like starting the whole game as like an inside backer. And we took it to overtime and we got it done. I remember the whole week the coaches being on my back, talking about, you better get these seniors a win. Like, got to get them out with a win. So I was locked in. And then Trail made that play in overtime. It was just different feeling.
Absolutely. I was there. I remember it like it was yesterday. Now, another game that I was at was the Clemson game, right? And obviously the outcome wasn't necessarily what we wanted, but I will say that I've been going to the Dome since I was a little kid. That is the loudest and most electric I've ever seen that building in my entire life. It literally blew my mind. So you were obviously a part of that game. You played in it. Tell me about that atmosphere. I mean, I'll never forget Trevor Lawrence and that team comes out, and we force them to a 3-and-out on the first drive, and I thought the roof was going to blow off the Dome. So just tell me about that atmosphere. That's primetime, college football, ABC, the biggest commentators, Kurt Herbstreit and Sean McDonough are there. Just tell me about that feel.
That feeling was probably the second best feeling. Like, we came out, and it was so many people. It was too many people. Like, it was packed, orange smoke. We coming out in the smoke, everything lit. We ready to go out there and shock the world. I remember I made one of my first tackles in the game. It was a goal line. Like, they threw me in a goal line package, and I came in 12 personnel. I made like a tackle on the goal line, and I thought I had made him fumble. Like, I thought I did something crazy because I allowed the crowd. did you fumble or something? Like, why everybody so loud? But that's how loud it was. Like, that was the reaction to like a goal line tackle. And I was like, wow, it's a different feeling right here.
That's awesome, Mikel. Now to kind of wrap things up, I want to do a little bit of a speed round for you. Just quick questions, quick answers, kind of some fun, light, nice energy questions here. So first one would be pregame routine. What do you listen to for music?
Music, Lil Baby, Gunna, G Herbo, Polo G, Lil Uzi, Future, all those dudes, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of rap music, hip hop.
Any kind of pregame superstitions at all, or are you just pretty much locked in, ready to play ball?
Be locked in, but I be calm. Like, I try to stay calm pregame, because if I'm too hyped before the game, I won't be too focused in the game, like on what I need to do. I'll be like, sometimes my mind just be like, on go. So I calm myself down and just save it like for the moment.
Awesome. Now, this is a cool question here because they had different uniforms before you came in. So during your recruitment, they have these one set of uniforms. You come in your first year, they have the new, more traditional uniforms. So what's your favorite uniform combo?
I say all orange.
All orange? Awesome.
All orange or all white.
Okay.
Yeah, with white helmets.
I like them both. Those are some of the best. So tell me about your first reaction stepping inside that brand new Carrier Dome.
I remember that. That was like right before our first game. That was different. I had excited for the season. Like, I was looking cool. That's when, like, we were mad because we weren't going, like, the fans wasn't going to be able to be inside. Like, we was like, dang, this is nice, and the fans can't even see it. But it was special because of like the big jumbotron, us watching it was like, they had our highlights playing on the top of it. It was nice.
And we got a win. First game in there. They opened it all the way back in 1980 with a win, and we got it done and beat Georgia Tech as well. So congrats on that, and that was definitely a cool moment. Tell me about your funniest teammate, the funniest guy on the team, and maybe even a little story to go along with it. I know there's got to be some funny guys on the squad.
It's a lot of funny dudes. I'd say the funniest dude, my roommate, Lee Koba.
Okay.
Number 21.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude. I can tell you many stories. I don't know. He's a funny dude. I say a funny dude. A funny thing he do is like pregame. Well, like now the day before the game when we go into the hotel, say we in like a buses or something. Dude is just going and joking at each other on the bus, like on the microphone on the bus. So it's just funny.
Oh, no kidding.
Everybody locked in. Yeah. Funny
That's
dude.
awesome.
Over there, start rap battling. Rap battling, the big thing we do on the team.
That's awesome. Now, Mikel, I know you told me that you're really locked in on the future, but if you had to pick one NFL team that was going to come pick you up, who would you want to go play for? Who'd you root for growing up as a kid that you've always wanted to play for?
Miami.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
305 Miami.
All right. Awesome. The Dolphins, they're doing pretty good. They're contesting well against my Bills right now.
Yeah.
All right, and then this is the last question to finish this thing off, and this is really for the fans. What does Syracuse mean to you?
It's a place, special place. It's a place where I feel like my life gonna start and get better. Definitely opportunity. See a lot of opportunity at Syracuse. Definitely appreciate everybody helping me get here.
Awesome. That's incredible to hear, Mikel. Like I said, this one's special for me just because I've loved watching you play on the field ever since you stepped on as a freshman, and it's just gotten better. And every time you forced a fumble or got a pick this year, I was going nuts, as well as every other Syracuse fan. So thank you for making the games exciting. Thank you for coming on today. It's been a pleasure.
Nah, thank you for having me. Appreciate y'all.
Awesome.
And the whole Keith Nation.
Absolutely. For Mikel Jones, my name's Giovanni Heater. You can go ahead and check us both out on the social media, Syracuse fans. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Let's go Orange, baby. Woo!
Yes, sir.